Yo, what is up guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. This is actually some really interesting news as the 2020 offseason continues to unfold. So many crazy roster moves in terms of the LCS, the LEC, the LPL, and the LCK. C9 kicking Licorice, Jensen having that really big contract for Team Liquid for the 2021 season. You also have rumors of Team Liquid getting Santorin. You have rumors that Perkz wants to play mid on another team. And I personally think that after you read this, you're going to come to a conclusion that I've come to the same conclusion, but probably not because we've all come to so many different conclusions. So, LEC Wulo, rumors. According to esports Manacals, today Perkz is in contact with Fnatic and upset is likely with G2. I know both those relations exist, but I have some very recent info that doesn't entirely match. I'm going to check what I can. So there's so many different points that I could tackle with this, but I'm gonna stay it on like sectioned of the players. So we'll start with upset. So let's just take it for granted if what he's saying is true. Now, obviously, it clarifies rumors in quotations. So, if Upset goes to G2, and let's say Perkz goes to Fnatic, I think that would actually elevate EU a lot more. Just by the way Upset has always spoken about G2, you kind of always get the fact that he wants to play for G2, but G2's always been getting other players, and I personally think that the 2018 year, if they had been, really looking at what they could have had, I personally think that they should have got Upset, in the 2018 year over Yarnan and Wadid. I think Yarnan and Wadid were pretty terrible, all things considered. And Upset, I think when they were never interested in Caps at all because, no one really knew that Caps was going to be this good, I think Upset would have been a great addition to G2, and even having a support like Wadid wouldn't really have mattered because Upset is just a better AD carry than Yarnan overall. So, I personally think that moving forward now, if they want to make an upgrade in the ADC position, then you definitely do take Upset. You could take Patrick, you could take Karzi, like Hansama's definitely on the table in terms of if you want to pay for their buyout, and I think that taking Upset is fine. I don't know where people get this like Upset is overrated type bullshit they want to fucking make up. Upset's not overrated. Like, if you are literally not Iron, you will understand. Upset is not overrated. He's literally had a bunch of bad teams. Come on. Like, Reckless has been gifted with really good players. Like, come on. Upset is clearly good. But I think that if he is going to be on G2, that's a really good thing because that'll definitely make them a lot stronger. Now, looking at it from the Perkz angle, so certain Fnatic fans definitely don't want Perkz on Fnatic because he's cocky. That's stupid. Like, just get over yourself. People are cocky. I don't know what type of basement you live in. Literally, if you think people are mean because they're cocky, I God forbid you walk outside and talk to somebody. I think Perkz would make Fnatic better, not in terms of the mid lane position, but you could also argue when he played mid lane back in the LEC 2020 Spring Split, he was actually pretty solid. He was probably top 4 mid, which is fine. I think that he'll offer something to Fnatic they haven't had in a while, which is a stern leader, because for G2, we know that Perkz is the face of G2. He's the captain, shot caller, and his captain and shot calling abilities have gotten G2 pretty far at Worlds, but people got to factor this in. Now you're going to bring in the Caps argument, which is Caps. Now, can Caps be a leader if they're just going to go with Caps? Because I think if you want better international success, you go with Caps, because let's look at Perkz's really great international performances. The MSI 2017 finals, where even though G2 lost, Perkz had a really, really good tournament, and he actually played really good against Faker. Then you had the 2018 World Championship, where he played really well, and he had that standout LeBlanc performance that a lot of people still talk about, still to this day, against RNG, the tournament favorites. Now, if you look at Caps, Caps has had pretty good standout performances every single year he's been at Worlds. Actually, he's the only, Western player, Western mid laner to make back-to-back finals? Like, that's crazy, actually, in and of itself. And it's proven that Caps can go toe-to-toe with the best. Though, I don't like when people say this because they're wrong. He's never actually beaten them in lane, like the better mid laners. The only person he's really ever beaten in lane that was a Korean mid laner or one of the Asia mid laners was like, no, like, now that I think about it, he's mostly just roamed away from them. But that's fine too. Like, roaming is a part of mid lane, and if he thinks that he can't beat them like 1v1, roaming is fine. But like, you still definitely want to have Caps. Like, that's the person you would lock down. But Perkz is the face of G2. And I think a lot of teams are looking at, they want a franchise player. And like, I personally think that looking for a franchise player right now with a lot of these teams shouldn't be their goal. Their goal should be, right now, is to build long-standing teams that'll be internationally capable of competing against the teams in the LPL and the LCK. Now, if you're looking at G2 and Fnatic, they're capable of, you know, performing well at Worlds consistently. Like, consistently, they are able to perform at Worlds. And so much so to the point where now it's almost a guarantee G2 and Fnatic get out of their groups. Outside of the times they didn't make it out of the groups, G2 did make it out of the 2016 World Championship group stage and the 2017 World Championship group stage. But now, ever since then, they've been literally making it out and making top 4. That's actually really good. But you got to also factor in, they did make top 4 with the weaker roster, which was the Yarnan and Wadid G2, where so when they had the Caps G2, they've made it to finals, and they've still made top 4. So, I personally think that if Perkz really wants to win, and if you look at how Perkz has spoken in interviews and how he basically he's in love with winning, he just wants to win, I don't think you go to North America. Like, going to North America will actually be pretty bad. And obviously, I'm from North America. I love the LCS. You know, I love Cloud9, but coming here is not good. Like, just go to Fnatic. Literally, if they offer him to go to Fnatic, go to Fnatic. I don't care what any Fnatic fan says. You are a moron if you think cocky is a bad trait, because you just don't interact with human beings, and that's fine. You know, some people online just don't generally interact with human beings, and that's fine. But I think that it would make both squads good, and if you have Perkz on Fnatic going into the 2021 season, there's a chance you could maybe power rank them to hit first place, but that becomes an issue too. Like, can Perkz match up against Caps individually? I think he can, but it just depends on who you put around Perkz, because people have to understand, League is not just an individual game. It's still a team game, so that's what you must consider as well. But I want to read some of these other points right here. So, what is this person saying? In your opinion, can Fnatic match NA salaries? Hope to perform. Perkz have some condition that are for salary and for expectation, and Fnatic is the only team that can offer him the guarantee to maybe win a title and to go to Worlds every year in Europe. But if you look in LCS, teams like C9 and TL can offer him more money and the same guarantee. Not really. I mean, let's be honest here. No team is ever guaranteed to go to Worlds. You know, it all depends how you play. We have teams that consistently go to Worlds, but it still is based off how you play. Let's be honest here. It's still based off how you play, you know. There's other people saying that it's not exactly confirmed, which is true. I mean, yeah, nothing's confirmed right now. It's all just talking. But I think if you look at how Perkz has really developed G2, you know, since his time there with Ocelot and all the other rosters they've had, I think you would want him on Fnatic. Why would you not want him? I think he's the ideal player you need, not just in mechanical skill, but as being a leader, because mentally, Fnatic are a mentally really weak team. Like, just being honest, like, they crumble when they're mentally broken down. When they started losing to top esports, the Fnatic that you saw in the beginning of the LEC 2020 summer split came back instantly, where they lost all 3 games. Their mentality is so bad, it is not even funny. But that's it. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm signing out, guys. Peace.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.